Good morning, my YouTube peeps. Welcome back to Love, Locks, and Other Stuff. It's an early morning on Tuesday morning. It's like 7:41 in the morning. I'm headed today to go see my therapist. And in for a good session. If you're wondering why I'm wearing shades, I have been battling a headache for 2 days now. I'm trying for it not to turn into a migraine. This is usually how they start out. I've been taking migraine medications for the last 2 days. I've been taking my preventative medication, but it hasn't helped. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, I just wanted to take you guys with me. I can't take you in the session, of course, but this is how it starts out. Early mornings, every Tuesday, 8 o'clock in the morning. Come here to get my mind right, to make sure I stay sane, so to speak. But in all seriousness, I come here because if I didn't, I don't know where I would be. You guys know I have an 18-year-old, and it took me a long time to get to this point. I'm coming to you today because I wanted to, I guess, put a stigma to rest. A lot of people, especially military, me being a career soldier, we don't see a therapist because it makes you seem weak in some people's minds. Or at least that's how, when I went in 97, that's how we looked at it. You don't see a therapist, that's a sign of weakness. We're built strong. We're built to be soldiers. We're built to fight. And while I'm a combat medic, I'm a soldier first. And so, while my job is to save lives, I have to do what I have to do. So I've seen a lot. I've done a lot. I've been through a lot. I didn't go to a therapist at first. I've been to combat twice, and I didn't go to a therapist at first. My first time back from deployment, just to give you guys a little insight, I got on a motorcycle. No big deal, right? I'm going to tell you why it was a big deal for me. I had said my whole life, I'm never getting on a motorcycle. It has no doors, it has no roof, it has no anything. I just don't feel protected. I'm never getting on a motorcycle, never getting on a motorcycle. This is when my mom told me she first noticed my change. I came back. First thing I was ready to do was get on a motorcycle. See, what people don't realize is while in combat, it's an adrenaline rush. That doesn't mean it's always a good adrenaline rush. It just means it's an adrenaline rush because you're constantly on the lookout. When you hear the little pings on your windshield from bullets, it's a scary feeling. It's an adrenaline rush. And that's the mindset you're in for the year or however long you're deployed. Some people are less. Army is usually a year. So I've seen explosions. I've heard gunshots on my windshield. I've felt my vehicle, the back of my vehicle, explode. I've seen people hurt. So it hasn't been easy. So when I came back, I needed the adrenaline rush. This is something I learned. I didn't always know this. When I came back, I had lived that life, so I needed the adrenaline rush. I needed the scare with death. I needed all this stuff, and I didn't realize it, and everybody was like, you know, you need to see somebody, but I didn't feel like I was any different. It wasn't until my second deployment, which was the hardest. The first deployment, I feel, was pretty easy. The second deployment was the hardest. And it wasn't until then that I came back and I had the nightmares. I had the crying in my sleep. I had the fighting in my sleep. I had the hypervigilance. I didn't trust anyone. It was hard for me to drive because I was scared. I was scared of what was in the road. And I didn't realize it took a 4th of July weekend. I just got back. It took a 4th of July weekend. I went to take my daughter and my niece with my sister to go see fireworks. Now, mind you, by this time, I had been drinking every night. I came back and I drank a bottle of wine. Well, maybe 2 bottles of wine, literally, to myself every night, so that I wouldn't dream anything. I just wanted to pass out. A lot of soldiers go through it. For those of you who are married to soldiers, for those of you who live this life, for those of you who have family members who go through it, understand something. We're people too. We deal with a lot, and we deal with it in different ways. And it's not always easy to recognize within yourself that you need help. So I had become an alcoholic. And I drank until I passed out. Even then, it wasn't a wake-up call for me. With all the nightmares and everything, I was still in denial. I wanted to believe that I was still strong. I was still that same girl who everybody could depend on, everybody can look at and say, you know what? We can go to her for anything. You wasn't going to tell me I wasn't the same me. But I wasn't. I end up taking the kids out to go see the fireworks on the 4th of July. The first firework went off, and I broke down. And as they continued to go off all night, I broke down, and I had a breakdown in public in front of my daughter, which is my world, and my niece, who I treat just like my daughter. Those kids are my world. And I broke down. I couldn't be strong. I couldn't do it. And when they started crying, and this was a moment they were supposed to enjoy. They were supposed to be happy. They were excited to see the fireworks. They were ready, like kids. They didn't even enjoy it because of me. Because I hadn't taken a look inside myself and gotten the help that I needed. And it was heartbreaking for me. It was heartbreaking for me because I never, like I said, my daughter is my world. I would never do anything that would jeopardize her, hurt her, make her feel any sort of way. But I did. Without knowingly meaning to. Excuse me, guys, I'm driving too, so. But I would never do anything to knowingly hurt her or make her feel any sort of way. I didn't want her to worry about mommy. Why should she have to? She was so young at the time. Why should she have to worry about mommy? Mommy should be worrying about her. So it broke my heart to know that I did that to my daughter and my niece. And for everybody, it takes something different. For me, that was my eye-opener. For me, it was the fact that I couldn't go to a restaurant and take my baby girl to a restaurant because I couldn't sit around people and be okay. So at that point, I had to take a look at myself and go get help. It wasn't easy admitting it. And for those of you who are going through it or contemplating going through it, it's not an easy process. I still deal with a lot every day, but every day I'm a work in progress, and every day I get better. But I want to tell you guys this and be honest with you. It gets harder before it gets easier. The process is long and it's hard. And you're going to have to face some things that you didn't want to face. You're going to have to realize and see some things you didn't want to see. I blame myself for some things that happened while we was out there because of my rank, because of situations that I'm not sure that I could have controlled. I still don't know to this day. And I'm only sharing this with you guys because there's nothing wrong with getting help. I told you guys in my last video that I have PTSD, that I have major depressive disorder. And I want to share with you what I do to get better. So maybe somebody watching this or somebody doesn't feel that there's a stigma and is okay with going to get help. I'm an everyday person. I pay my bills like everybody else. I go grocery shopping like everybody else. I live like everybody else. I just have an illness that people can't see. Sometimes it comes out in the form of anger. Sometimes it comes out in the form of tears. There's no telling. But I'm getting help and I'm working on it. And I want those of you guys out there who are worried about what people are going to say or what people are going to think about you, F them. Who gives two shits? Who cares? I don't care anymore. I quit caring a long time ago about what people would think. My biggest thing was, oh my God, my family, what are they going to think if they see me going to get help? Even though my mom told me to go get help, I didn't. Alright, I'm at the VA. I'm getting ready to go into my appointment. Like I said, there's no shame in getting help. When my mom tried to tell me to get help, I didn't, but I am now. And I'm not ashamed of it. And you shouldn't be either. I'll come back tomorrow with a hair update because I'll be let's see, 15 months? Yeah, July 17th and 18th makes 15 months. Yay! So, actually, today and tomorrow is my 15-month anniversary. So that's perfect because I'm going to get this redone, but tomorrow will be the update on that because I have my retightening. But let me show you guys the VA. Yeah, for some reason, I don't know what happened, but here's the VA. So anyway, I'm getting ready to head into my appointment because it is 7:58. So my appointment is in 2 minutes. So I need to get in there. So I will catch up with you guys later. But remember, don't be ashamed if you need help. Don't be ashamed to ask for help. Don't be ashamed to seek help. Love yourself first so you can love everybody else. And I love you guys. For those who just subscribed to me, for those new subscribers, I'm sorry I didn't say hello in the beginning, so hi. Those of you who are already subscribed, thank you so much. Don't forget to like my videos, share them, hit that bell so that you know when I post a new video. And I'll get back to you soon, okay? Peace.